everyone. So here we are at the end. This is our last Shimelle sketch that we're going to be using. And I want to take a moment while I show you the products I'm going to be using today and give a huge shout out to Shimelle, who supported me and thought this was a really great idea. And she was fabulous. She even played along with me for one of these months. So it was an honor to be able to use all of her beautiful sketches and to play. So today we're going to do a hybrid layout. I have some patterns and from some fall collections, and then I have this beautiful Tracy Reed, these solid colors. There's my photo, and then the same thing with my embellishments. Some of these embellishments are from Echo Park or Cartabella. They were in my cherry box, and then some of them are from Tracy Reed's, one of her collections. I think it's called So Thankful. It's last year's like fall collection. And it has these gorgeous blues and oranges and yellows, and those were the colors in my photo. So I thought I would mix and match between her collection and what I had received in my cherry box, and also a little bit of like last year's fall collection. I just kind of stashed over for this layout. But those blues and yellows, and then a bunch of the die cut pieces you're going to see are from Tracy Reed's collection. And so that makes this a hybrid layout. Whoop, whoop. Okay. I am going to start by matting my photo on this beautiful blue pattern. And I'm just going to make this layout ends up being gorgeous and amazing, but it didn't take very long at all, which is kind of good, right? We like layouts that do that. I am going to mix it up a bit. I'm not going to follow the sketch exactly. I definitely kind of give it my own spin. So if you left, oh, I forgot another huge thank you. Thank you to everyone who guest designed with me during the past year. This was just so much fun. I'm so glad my subscribers embraced this wonderful series to the point where I'm going to keep going and just flip up my sketch designers. So there's that. Stick around to the very end of the video, because at the very end of the video, I will reveal who our next sketch designer is. She knows I'm doing it, and she's super excited too. So that's a lot of fun when the designer is a part of the process. I'm a huge fan of that. I was like that with Shimelle. Immediately contacted her, was like, do you think it would be okay if I did this? She was awesome about it. And so when I decided I wanted to keep going and just switch up my sketch designers, I made sure to get in touch with the next sketch designer and get her approval to be able to create with her sketches for the next year. So I'm going to start with this kind of minty colored paper. So this one is from Fall Market, which was a Cartabella line last year, and I loved this line to the moon and back. So that I was super excited when I started to pull products together, and I realized I could kind of mix and match and pull from lots of different sources to get a really fun set of products that would really set my photo off really well. I am simply cutting two 1-inch strips from this yellow paper, and then two 1-inch strips from the blue. So I print my printables at home. I am pretty much only using Tracy Reed's designs, because her designs are, when you buy them, you get these amazing PDFs that are just super easy to just cut and print and cut. And I use Epson presentation matte paper. I have a Canon Pixma MG line, and I just go for it. If you're interested in dipping your toe into hybrid scrapbooking, those are the supplies I recommend, and I highly recommend Tracy Reed's designs because, number one, they're gorgeous. Number two, they're crazy user-friendly if you are a hybrid scrapbooker. So what I just did was I cut 1 inch off of my 1-inch strips. So now I have, 2, I think. So I have these little bits are 1x2s, because those papers I am using are 4x8. So I don't have full 12x12 sheets, 4x8 sheets. And I'm just going to go ahead and put my photo down, and then I'm going to add the rest of the strip to the bottom. which makes it look like it's all one strip, but it's really not. And you could see there when I flipped over my picture that I messed up, or actually what I did was I ran out of ink while I was printing these printables. And so I just, after I redid my ink, refilled my ink cartridge, I just flipped all the papers over and then printed them on the other side. And it worked, and it was awesome, and didn't waste paper. So these are die cuts from that fall market collection. Really want to use them. Love how they go across the top of that page. I started initially was going to add that wood grain, but in the end I did not add the wood grain because the wood grain is not going to be anywhere else in the layout. And so I decided, you know what, we'll just do it this way. I'm going to take some time now to get these centered straight. So this sketch, the way it is designed, it needs to be straight. Like, things need to be straight. Once I have these things adhered straight, I'm going to grab my tiny attacher and add staples to the top of each of the banners. And now it's time to kind of go through these die cuts and decide what I need to use. I don't need any more paper elements, so I can just start to play with these die cuts and what I want to do with them. I'm going to start with this one. It says, "We love sweater weather," and I liked the colors. I liked the style, and I thought it worked really nice right under my photo, and I'm going to pop it up. So the sweater weather element and then the fall banner across the top, those are both from Fall Market by Cartabella, but then the rest of these die cuts are from Tracy Reed, and these are some leaves and some tags. I really love these white leaves. I could have used like an entire sheet of the white leaves. If that had been available to me, I would have bought it. I just think it's such a cool idea. It's different and unique, and I really like it. And then I wanted to add, I'm going to go dig through my Tracy Reed stash right now, and I'm going to find another flower to use because I decided I wanted a bit of symmetry going on with that cluster across the bottom. So I picked the second flower, but I'm not going to, it's not going to go down in the order you see it in. I'm going to start with that middle cluster and going ahead, getting things down and the way that I want them. And then I can add some of these little bits and bobs. I ended up not using any of the puffy stickers, but I am definitely going to use the brads. And I'm also looking at the entire design, and I want a little something above that fall. I felt like there was, it looked a little, how do I put this, like lame up there? And I wanted to add just a bit more color up to the top. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start sticking all of these things down. I'm going to go ahead and use that cute little acorn label to add the date my photo was taken. And then to add, just bring down more of those staples so that they're not just up there at the top of the banner. I'm going to grab my tiny attacher and add some staples to this cluster as well. And then I can kind of pop that right down in. And then the last thing in this, the next thing in this cluster is going to be to get the leaf down. And then we're pulling out the brads again, folks. I don't know. I think that's kind of like just what fall looks like in my scrapbook album. I'm actually going to use two of these kind of larger brads. I'm going to put one off to one end and then the other one on the other end. So a lot of people have been asking me about this foam that I use. It is an old product from close to my heart, and I don't even know that it's necessarily available. But in the past, before I had this nifty little contraption, I used a big, like a thicker mouse pad. A mouse pad will do wonders. It will do the same thing for you. And that will help you get your brad placement correct. Alongside of these brads, I'm adding some of these fun enamel dots. I like this little cluster. I'm kind of loving this little cluster of doing a brad and then two enamel dots. I think it's really fun and different, and it definitely how do I say this, like tones the brad down a little bit. Like I need my confetti to be in more of a cluster, and I don't really like the 3 brads. Like brads are like, to my eye, they're like big and bulky. So they need some supporting players around them, but at the same time, one will do, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and create this row across the bottom. I'm starting with the acorn, popping the acorn up, and then we're doing 2 flowers, and then we're doing 2 leaves, and I pop the leaves up as well. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just add some supporting brads. That's what I'm calling them. Supporting brads and supporting enamel dots to the bottom in exactly the same way as I did in that middle cluster. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to play with that top portion. So I am just going to take this little offcut from the yellow, and I know that I have about 6 inches to play with there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this to 6 inches wide. The width doesn't even matter because I'm going to put it where I want it across the top of that page, and then I'm going to trim off the extra. So it doesn't matter if you have a little bit width or, you know, I am going to use my T-square ruler because, again, like I said, this design, just the way it is, it's so linear. Like things have to be straight or they're going to be super, super noticeable. I'm going to go ahead and put just that strip of yellow at the top, and it really helps. It really helps to kind of pull your eye through the entire page so that your eye doesn't immediately go to the clusters at the bottom. It was a very small kind of last minute touch, but it really helped in this particular layout. And that is going to pretty much, this is it. We're done. Woohoo! We made it through a lot of Shimelle's sketches. Here are all of your close-ups. If you messaged me or commented on last week's video for being a guest designer during our next round of sketches, then I will be in touch with you soon if I haven't already been in touch with you. And here we go. Next week, we start Laura Whitaker's sketches. I have 52 picked out, and I can't wait to get started sharing them with you. You guys all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.